There are 11 races on the card at Shartin on Sunday, and the final race of the afternoon is Class 3 Company, 1200 metres. We got Great Honour coming down into this grade for the first time after 2 starts. Superwise a last start winner, but drawn awkwardly 11. The newcomers, Eagle, a former Australian 2-year-old. He's the one for us, a former Kiwi who was brilliant at his only debut victory. Orionid's a last start winner. Win, Beauty Win, of course, a very talented young horse. And then we go down to Right Call, who's a last start winner. So there's plenty of winning form going into our final race on the card. We're going to take a look at how it might all unfold from a speed maps perspective, John. And obviously the newcomers here, in particular one, he's the one for us, are going to be interesting to see where they position up. But Winning Supreme, Right Call, Orionids, they look the pace.
Yeah, well, Right Call, he won obviously in a lower grade last time off a higher weight. This time round, though, he should be able to go forward with 108 pounds on his back, so he should be leading, even despite the fact you've got the likes of Winning Supreme, who often likes to charge forward, and Orionids from his wide gate. He's another one that will want to get into a good position, so there should be a good battle for the early lead. And this fella, he's the one for us. He's a very interesting contender. You talked about his debut run in New Zealand. He's trialled the house down a couple of times that I've seen him. Paul's going to tell you how well he's worked as well. Where he positions up is crucial. All right, let's have a look at the track work leading into our final race, Paul.
Start off with the Eagle. Just working with a high-class horse, as we know, Citron Spirit. But I just thought Eagle's, he's been well prepared leading into this race, and I expect a big run from him on debut. He's had the 3 trials, £11.25 for him. All best friends. He did win his race at Happy Valley. He goes nice enough here. You can see he stretches out well. Karis Teton aboard, and he'll be aboard on race day as well. So just the 2 bits to show you.
All right, well, let's go to John Size firstly to hear about this very exciting import from New Zealand. He's the one for us.
John, he's the one for us. He was an impressive winner at his only start in New Zealand. He's had 3 trials with you. Are you happy with what he's shown you?
Yeah, he seems okay. He probably made the adaptation to Hong Kong reasonably quickly. His work's been good. His trials have been sound. I don't think we can do much more at home. He might as well go to the races and get that first race out of the way. You know.
What's he like as a horse?
I think he's got some talent. He seems to, he's an unusual running style. He carries his head a little bit high, but seems to certainly have a good long stride and a good action. He moves quite well. So I think he'll run well.
Kicked off over 1,400 metres in New Zealand. He's kicking off over 1,200 metres here. Is he a sprinter miler type?
I haven't sort of got an opinion on what distance he'd need just at the moment, but we start at 1,200. I think he'll still be capable at that distance, even if it's a bit short for him. And I think he's got enough speed to keep in touch with the leaders and finish off.
Just from the outside looking in, John, it seems you've got an endless supply of these good young horses coming through the stable. Is he one that you picked out yourself to bring up here?
No, he's a PP. The owners owned him in New Zealand, and they brought him up here after he qualified.
8 lengths was that margin in New Zealand. Paul, what's your mail from down in the land of Kiwi?
Very smart. The very, very smart horse. Is talking with a few of the ex-connections down there, and they say he's a really good horse. This one, 1,200 was just a little query because he did start off, as Edward mentioned, there over 1,400. So he's eventually going to be 1,600 metre horse, I think. But coming in here fresh, as John said, there's no reason why he can't run a good 1,200.
All right, let's have a look at some of the opposition for the newcomer. Of course, Eagle's one of the other newcomers in the race. We're going to start off firstly, John, with some winning form. I mentioned earlier on there is winning form right through the race itself. Superwise was a last start winner. And, of course, on this occasion, Orionid's finished in 4th, but we know he's gone to the Valley and performed exceptional.
He has. He's been running well since he's come back. Orionid's had a bit of a layoff, but he's now fully tuned up. Superwise had quite a bit in his favour on this occasion. He got gate 1. He took advantage of it well with Zach Purton aboard. Gate 11 can be a little bit trickier now this time up. And, of course, he's got the extra weight to carry as well, £126 as opposed to 120 here. So, for me, he's got a bit more to do. And Orionid's, well, he'll be there when the whips are cracking. Whether he can hang on for a place is debatable.
I just wonder if his futures is at Happy Valley, Orionids. I mean, he's obviously run well here, but he's got barrier 8 and there's a lot of speed underneath him, worries me. Superwise, for John's reason, I've just got him in on a minor line.
I tipped Superwise on this occasion, and I thought he had all the favours. It is a different story there on Sunday. Let's go to Right Call now. Now, this is going to come in with a very light weight. The class, I think, is a bit of a question, but he is in some form, and he'll be right up on the pace. Yeah,
I think he's got to be considered strongly, this fella. He's going to feel like he's running loose because he was carrying 133 pounds on this occasion, 108 pounds on Sunday afternoon. He has only won once in the grade from many starts, but that was when he was carrying 119 pounds, only 108 to carry here. Yeah, so he's one of those. Again, he's one of those situations. If he's going to win at this sort of level, it's going to be tomorrow afternoon. He won't know himself carrying 25 pound less, as you say, but only the one win from 21 in this class, Paul.
Yeah, he just held on, didn't he? I thought it was a perfect ride there from Joe Moreira, so he's going to find this a lot tougher.
All right, that is Right Call. We've mentioned plenty of winning form in this race. Let's move on to another horse that was able to win at his last start. His name is Win Beauty Win, the Griffin Trophy. There's horses like Alcari and Sparkling Dragon in this, along with Gallant Return, who will go around on the dirt earlier on. Amazing Satchmo, closest to the right of screen and the widest there when they corner in. He's been able to win recently. This guy goes in fresh, but he's got plenty of talent.
This was 2 days before Christmas, so a good Christmas present for the owners there with Win Beauty Win winning this race. He hasn't raced again since. He's been freshened up, he's had trials, and he's been working very good going into this race. So I expect a good run from him, Fresh.
Worth pointing out as well, horse in the pink there, Smart Charade won recently. I mentioned Amazing Satchmo.
Yeah. Telecom Man in there.
Telecom Man was the other one. It's actually turning out to be a reasonable form.
I remember at the time thinking the Griffins weren't up to much, but they've certainly, you know, it's form that's aged well.
Let's move on to Eagle, who trialled recently. He's had a fair bit of work and trials here in Hong Kong, heading towards his debut. He covered some ground as they turned into the stretch. What are we made of him, Paul?
I think he's a nice horse. He's had 3 trials. He's been well prepared coming into here. He's 11.25 pounds. Quite tuned up, nice big strong horse. He's been working well. I found a place for him on a 4th line.
Roberto Rispoli's done all the work on him, John.
Yeah, gate 12 is going to be a little bit awkward, but as Paul said, I think there's definitely something there. He's an interesting contender.
Won his maiden over 900 metres in Australia before coming to Hong Kong. Eagle. Quite a competitive final race. A lot of winning form, as I mentioned. Let's get on to the stats and so forth. Before we do that, actually, we'd better check the selections, boys.
Yeah, he's the one for us, Brett. I'm going to put him on top. He's the one for us. He looks like a really nice horse from Win Beauty Win, Superwise, and as I mentioned, Eagle there, but I think the 4 will win it.
Yep, he's the one for us, for me as well. His trial was excellent last time, no doubt about it. He's going to be going places. Right calling for second with his lightweight. Win Beauty Win to follow up his Griffin Trophy win with a good run here in full handicap company. And Orionid's in there for 4th. I think he'll still be there or thereabouts at the end of the contest.
All right, let's move on to the stats now for the program. Oh, there we are, stats. And Alberto Sanna, as I mentioned halfway through the show, of course, has had his contract extended to the end of the season. So congratulations to Alberto, and he's got a nice book of rides.
He has. He's got definitely one strong winning chance there. And we'll just look at his stats here, though. 25% first 4 rate. But we have a look. McQueen will want a bit of rain. Sunshine Universe has been running consistently. Smart Charade's a last start winner. Can he back it up? That's the question mark. Mr. Lumini looks very tough in his race. Savvy 6 an outside chance. So fast, another one he's going to posse up very nicely. So I think he's got one winner there at least.
Yeah, he trialled well so fast leading into that final race. Let's get the best bets on the card.
Yeah, first one for me here is Red Elise. Won nicely last time. I think he can win again. He's only up £1 and should get a really nice run in the race. So Red Elise for me. And the roughie is Comfort Life. Only had the 3 starts, had excuses in 2 of those 3 starts, and is a recent trial winner. $18 for him. Frankie Law's got him going nicely. But I'll do the play in Red Elise's race alongside Namjong Plus and Strathspey.
Going to go with Mr. Lumiere. He's not going to be much of a price, but I think he's, I think he's basically a moral in race number 7 for Alberto Sanna from a really good draw. And Radiant Steed in that really good dirt race. Race number 10, I think he'll be staying on off the back of what should be a strong pace. Mr. Lumiere with a couple of ones at decent prices to follow him home in that 7th race. Dragon Pioneer and Roman Odyssey.
I'm going to go with Honest Way for Tommy Berry, race 3, number 8. I think Speed Vision of the Griffins will run very well. So it might be a little all up there. 3-4 Positively High is my long shot, and I'll include him in my play of the day in that same race, race 3, with Unicron Jewellery and Fiamma. So that's our 11 race card. Early start at Sha Tin. Andrew Lejeune, of course, will be back with us tomorrow, and maybe a little bit of rain, but hopefully not, gentlemen.
Let's hope not. Yeah, 12:30 start, so don't be late.
That's right. You hear that, John, Paul?
Yeah. Early to rise.
All right, good night. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow at the track.
Good night.
Good night.